Yo, it's your boy Orion, one half of the Northwest Sports Fanatics. Back at you with a new video. We got NFL Week 8 picks and power rankings, a video with your boy Ryan and the Northwest Sports Fanatics. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Smash that like button either now or on your way out. Donate to your boy if you can, either on here, patreon.com/NWSF, or our GoFundMe. And if you're looking for merch, Northwest Sports Fanatic merch, link is below every video on our YouTube page. And you can follow us on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram at NW Sports Fanatics. So just wanted to hop online to go over the picks and the power rankings and kind of just go over a quick kind of overview of where things have been in the last few weeks. I apologize. I haven't been able to put out as many reaction videos. There's been a lot of things that have been going on in my personal life, just mentally, being able to get mentally right with everything that's been going on and having the NFL block a lot of the reaction videos. Sometimes it gets a little disheartening to put in all that hard work and that time and that effort and that grind. But I needed to take a little step back because I'll tell you what, anytime if anyone goes through things mentally where you get down or you get sad or you get depressed, and sometimes maybe you don't even know why you're sad or depressed, and not necessarily just COVID or the things that are going on right now. I mean, it's a real serious thing. And like I said, it took a big toll on me, and I wanted to make sure that if I come back, that I come back mentally right. And like I said, it's one of those things that if you guys feel the same exact way, you're not alone. A lot of the people that I know that are really successful, either on SoundCloud or YouTube or whatever that they're doing, and they're focused and they have 2 jobs or 3 jobs, sometimes the pressure gets really great. And sometimes you just get into this kind of depressed or depression mode. And like I said, it did hit me there for a few weeks. And if I'm going to come out and I'm going to do a video or a reaction video, I have to be 100% mentally. As you guys know, sometimes it's one of those things that's, it's hard to just get out of bed. Sometimes it's just hard to face the real world. Sometimes you just want to sleep just because being in that reality and in the dream world and in the Matrix world, it's just easier to kind of cope with things because things are at such a low point. But like I said, I'm back. I feel good. I had a little bit of a break. I still am trying to work with the NFL to try to get these reaction videos up, but they just keep on blocking them. So I don't know really what to do. I'm going to keep on doing what I need to do. Bang! Odin's Child, $10. Yo, Tracy Smothers died today. I saw that. Obviously, I've still been keeping up with a lot of the NFL, fantasy football, wrestling, AEW, WWE, and all of the above. Obviously, a Halloween Havoc NXT right now, and you got a nice AEW special that I'm going to watch after this. But I just wanted to hop on and, just kind of give you guys kind of an understanding of where things have been. It's not that I'm lazy. It's not that I didn't want to do a lot of the live streams for the games. It's not like I didn't want to do more of the reaction videos. But like I said, it really did kind of hit me. And like I said, I've had depression before. Usually I'll get it a few times a year, and it ain't nothing really to fuck with. I mean, it's one of those things that's scary. It hits me really hard. Sometimes it takes a day or 2 for me to get over it. Sometimes a couple weeks. Sometimes a month. Or longer, but I try to push myself because this is like the prime time season. I can't get into a funk, especially when this is my favorite time of year, talking with y'all, going over NFL, college football, wrestling, and this is the time. Congratulations to the Dodgers. Me and my dad obviously finally got that dub with the Dodgers. My dad's been waiting since 1988. He's been a fan since the 50s. So it's been really exciting to be able to, even though I wanted to be able to push myself and record, but to be able to watch some games, with the dad and celebrate the Dodgers win, that was really exciting to be able to move forward. But that's kind of where we're at right now. But things are a go now. I feel really good. And these last 2 or 3 weeks have been really, really hard for me. And like I said, I know a lot of people out there probably on YouTube wouldn't really express, how they truly feel. Make up some kind of excuse or reasoning. But as you guys know, I'm one of the realists that's out there. I don't have a problem explaining, who I am and what my faults are. And, sometimes, it's good to be able to hear it maybe from someone like us, like the Northwest Sports Fanatics. I mean, we're just like y'all. You know what I mean? We go through the problems that you guys go through. A lot of the YouTubers and social media stars, they go through those same types of things. Maybe they don't say it, but I want to let you guys know if anyone is dealing with any of those things. Keep your head up. Keep moving forward. Negative energy, is one of those things you need to try to get away from it. If you can, be positive. Surround yourself around positive people, and eventually it will pass. And like I said, I wanted to hop on and go over NFL Week 8 picks and power rankings, just because the NFL has been blocking a lot of these reaction videos. So I figured I'd at least come out and I'll be able to do these, kind of topics. Try to do the live stream tomorrow with the Panthers and the Falcons. And then starting next week, I'm going to try again to be able to bust out some more reaction videos. Crossing my fingers that they don't end up blocking them. But it is what it is. Even if they keep blocking them, I'm going to keep putting them out, and hopefully they let a few of them up. It seems like they're letting a few of them stay, and then sometimes they'll let them stay up for 3, 4, 5 days, and then they block them in the United States, which is really petty, and then so nobody can watch them, which is like 90% of the fan base. So it's like, if you watch them and they come out and they get uploaded, watch them quick, because we don't know how long that they're going to be up there if you want to be able to, take advantage of that. But let me just acknowledge everybody that's in the room. Ruiz, LA Rams, what a do, baby? Cable Prime in the building. Cooper in the building. Prayers up for everyone in the NO right now, too. I got a lot of friends down there, Nola and a few others. The hurricane is there. A lot of people don't have power. So if there's a lot of people that aren't on the stream right now that are in the NO or from Nolans, it's because of the hurricane. They don't have power. Sometimes things are getting kind of crazy right now, so I got to check up on all them after the stream is over as well. So prayers up to anyone that's in the NO or in that general area out there. It's a little scary with the hurricane status, but I try to keep in touch, and they try to keep in touch with me with what's going on. Lenny D said, guess who's back? Back again. What up, Orion? What a do? I said, don't worry, man. We're here whenever you decide to do something. I appreciate that. MSA, we feel you, bro. Hope everything gets better for you and all of us. Big facts. Odin's Child in the building. Bang, $10. Tracy Smothers died. That was crazy. I know. I hate it whenever I hear about a new wrestler dying or passing away or having something tragic happen to him. So just continue that grind, O-Dog. Make the best out of the one life you have. And this is my life, though. You know what I mean? I got a full-time job, 1 job, 2 job, 3 job, but I have to be able to do this because this is my life. This is my passion. And like I said, I'm going to do everything 150%. But anytime, that if I am away from the YouTube game, it's usually A, family, or B, personal issues that I'm going with. And like I said, I appreciate that. Marcos Pineda said, love you, bro. I appreciate that. Love you too. Very, very much, my guy. Lenny D said that Roman Reigns and Jey Uso matches and storytelling is awesome. It's really good. The WWE is finally starting to make a little bit of a comeback. And I appreciate that. I mean, it's finally nice that it's not just AEW that's starting to make a run out there. And I appreciate that. For the fans, for someone like me that didn't miss an episode of Raw or SmackDown in 20 years, and then COVID hit, and then it went down kind of the shitter. It's nice that they're really trying to keep up with AEW, at least storytelling wise. I mean, I'm not sure with all the angles that they're rolling with as far as storyline at this point is great, but it's getting better, and I'll at least take that. Hell in the Cell was actually really good. I need to go back and watch that. Kadeem is you're the best man. You the man. I appreciate that. Odin's Child said, like I said, bro, I'm here if you need. I appreciate that. He said, me too, Orion. You're not alone in depression. I was losing weight. I think I gained more back because somehow depression took over me. Facts, man. And it's just so crazy. Sometimes you know what makes you sad or what triggered, your depression or your sadness. Sometimes you don't know what's going on with it. You know what I mean? And so it's one of those real things, and that's why I like to be able just to let you guys know, you're not alone. And anytime if I miss a little time away, it's never due to laziness or not to be able to. It's not like I don't want to record or I don't want to push myself. You guys know I'm one of the hardest working YouTubers that out there on planet Earth. But, I have to make sure my mentals, is right. So, and in the last 2 or 3 weeks, it hasn't been. But I really feel I've turned the corner and turned the page, and I feel really good right now. Aria in the building. What to do? You got the Lakers with the championship. Me and my dad's Dodgers got the championship last night. So happy for Clayton Kershaw, Justin Turner, even though he had COVID and was celebrating with the rest of the team out there. There'll probably be some discipline issues there with him, but it was really nice because my dad's been a fan of the Dodgers, like I mentioned to you guys, since the 50s. So, man, it feels so good because obviously I'm a Mariner guy. I met Ken Griffey Jr., his rookie year in 1989. So I'm always going to rock the Mariners as my team. But as far as like a secondary team, it's always been the Dodgers. My dad's been hardcore since the 50s. We always watch games together, talk on the phone, watch the games, and I got a few other buddies with their dads that are big Dodger guys. So, I mean, we had a lot of failure and heartbreak from 2016 with the Cubs and then the Astros and then the Red Sox, and then what happened last year with the Nats. We finally got the dub. So Mookie, what can you say? With Mookie, I mean, if it wasn't for Mookie, there is no championship, so it felt really good. And I actually thought that the MLB playoffs were really exciting, going into this season. It wasn't too bad. Deshaun, yeah, so the NFL has been blocking a lot of the reaction videos, so I've been trying to put out as many reaction videos every week. We've never had them block this many ever since we've started our YouTube channel 4 years ago. So for whatever reason, they're just being really nitpicky, and they're blocking almost all of them, or they're keeping them up for a short period of time and then blocking them in the United States, which is very lame. It's very petty, but it is what it is. I'm not saying that the reaction video game is gone or dead, but especially when I feel that we are the best at it in the reaction videos and one of the best on live streams as well, we're going to have to find out ways to compensate, and I'll find every way I can. But even if they block 5 videos, I'm still going to try to put them out. I'm going to take the time, spend 30 minutes to an hour to do each one and upload it, and then cross my fingers and hope that they let me keep it up. But, I mean, it is what it is. So we'll see where it goes. He said, hey, man, at least the Bucs are playing very good, better than my Saints. And that's facts. And a lot of haters out there were, trying to say that the Bucs aren't good and this or that, or Tom Brady's old, Tom Brady's washed. And I think a lot of those Saints fans or a lot of those other fans that didn't like Tom Brady, didn't like the Bucs, they're starting to realize, hey, guess what? The Buccaneers are fucking good. We might be the favored team in the NFC. And guess what? We got fly like a butterfly, sting like AB, even if he's just a backup guy. I mean, the way that our defense is playing, our O-line and our secondary, no one thought the O-line was good. They're playing great. No one thought the secondary was going to be good. They're playing great, right? The defense overall, you're starting to see all those things that I was saying. Get live, 45, my jersey right now, Devin White, and my guy, 54, Levante David, my 2 favorite players on my team. These are the 2 best linebackers that are a tandem playing in the NFL today. And I've been saying it for such a long time, but you never really got to see them on prime time or on TV. And now you're seeing the addition of Tom Brady and the leadership, and everything's coming together. So it's really exciting. So I definitely wanted to hop on and let you guys kind of know what's going on with me. NFL Week 8 picks and power rankings. I'm going to do 2 shows in one, and then I'm going to try to be able to do the Panthers and the Falcons live streams. And then moving forward, I'm going to try to do as many live streams in a row, to try to get back on track, just because of, the mental and the depression and just the hard shit that I was going through in the last 2 to 3 weeks. It makes me hurt in my heart and in my stomach, knowing that I'm missing live streams of games that I want to be able to communicate and talk with you guys and do more live streams and videos, and me putting all this effort in the reaction videos and have the NFL just shit on me and just fucking delete everything. It is what it is, but I got to move forward. I got to be positive, have good positive vibes that I'm going to send your guys' way. And let's start it off, man. NFL Week 8 picks and power rankings with your boy Ryan and the Northwest Sports Fanatics. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Smash that like button either now or on your way out. Donate to your boy if you can, as Odin's Child has done. Marcos Pineda has done twice. $5, $10, $10. Thank you. And if you're looking for merch, Northwest Sports Fanatic merch, link is below every video on our YouTube page. Follow us, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram at NW Sports Fanatics. Did you guys miss us? Did you miss me? I missed you guys. Terribly, tremendously. I got the Seahawks and Cardinals on NFL Network because, as you guys know, I'm all about NFL 24/7. I've been watching Good Morning Football every day, and I also recommend watching the Pat McAfee Show on YouTube. If you guys watch it, it's from 9 a.m. to noon Pacific time. It's on Sirius Radio, but they do a live stream on YouTube. It's great. It is such a good show. I actually like it more now than Good Morning Football, and I love Good Morning Football. And today was the first day that they were actually back in the studio. Kay Adams, Nate Burleson, Peter Schrager, Kyle Brandt, first time in the studio in 7 months. It was awesome to see them be happy, be energetic, being able to vibe with each other with no delay. But the Pat McAfee show, to me, besides, the Northwest Sports Fanatics and Good Morning Football, that's my favorite-ish. I mean, I subscribe to, obviously, both of them. They're great. But I really recommend, if you guys have not seen the Pat McAfee show, it's great. It's raw. They swear. It's real. It kind of reminds me of the Northwest Sports Fanatics, in all honesty. We say it how it is. We call it how it is. We don't have a filter. You know what I mean? We're not going to sugarcoat anything. And I like that, because I feel like Good Morning Football, they're on TV, so sometimes they have to be PG or PG-13. With Pat McAfee show on YouTube and Sirius Radio, there is no filter. And they got Aaron Rodgers on there every Tuesday. Have a nice little spot for him there as well. So if you guys are looking for something to watch besides the Northwest Sports Fanatics, something besides Good Morning Football, I encourage you to join the Pat McAfee train that I'm on as well, and subscribe to that channel. Watch that show Monday through Friday. It's fantastic. It's Pat McAfee and 5 of his boys. A lot of good call-ins, a lot of good guests. It's fucking awesome, and I highly recommend it. And I wouldn't unless I really loved it. But if you guys haven't checked it out, please do. So let's go into the power rankings first, and then I'll go into my picks. So let's start it off. NFL Power Rankings, week number 8, number 10. Now, number 10, I could have put a few teams, like the Buffalo Bills, even though they've slid down in the rankings. But I want to slide them out of the top 10, because I know they played some tough teams. When you play the Chiefs and you play the Titans, those are tough losses. And I needed to be able to see Josh Allen and that, overall offense take the next step. Bottom line, that running game is a big weakness. The offensive line is shaky. Obviously with the running game, I needed more. I needed to be able to see more from the running game. I'm not sure if they're going to be able to pick up someone, at the deadline here on Thursday. But if anyone needed Le'Veon Bell, it's definitely the Buffalo Bills, because Singletary ain't it. You got Zach Moss, but he hasn't really got a shot. Stephon Diggs and Josh Allen are nice. The defense has some holes, and they've been injured. But I wanted to give some love to a team that I feel that's really going to start to make some waves. They got a tough matchup coming up, and if they can win this, they're going to go up. But I got to give some love to the Nolans Saints and the NFC South. I'm going to put them at number 10, all right? The Nolans Saints at number 10. You defeated the Panthers 27-24. You're 4-2. You haven't had Michael Thomas all year, all right? We know the NFC West is the best team in football. You got all 4 teams are solid. You got the best winning percentage out of all the different conferences and divisions. And I honestly think that the Cardinals, Rams, and Seahawks are all going to make the playoffs. But for the Nolans Saints and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, we're at the top. But the Carolina Panthers are very, very close. They're kind of hovering around. They barely lost that game. But I'm really impressed with the Saints without their top guy. They didn't have Drew Brees for a good chunk of the season. They haven't had Michael Thomas literally at all. There's been rumors that they're going to get rid of him or trade him. I don't feel that that's true. He might have some issues, with the team or with the coaching staff. It is what it is, but I can't wait for him to get back on the field as a fan, because Can't Guard Mike was the best wide receiver, all last season, and I want to be able to see what he looks like going in. They got a tough matchup against the Chicago Bears, and they're going to be on the road. And the Bears beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They beat, the Panthers, but then they got their ass kicked by the Rams. And so it kind of shows you, hey, guess what? The Rams are a little bit better than you guys thought they were. The Bears are not as good as maybe some of y'all thought they were, right? But if the Saints can go into Chicago and take care of business, it's not going to be easy, because that defense is tough. But obviously they got exploited, and there's some holes there. That's going to be a big emotional springboard win to kind of keep up with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I love MT. I love Michael Thomas. The team isn't at full strength, but I feel that they can hit a stride and try to get closer with Tampa Bay, where we can kind of be the cream of the crop of the NFC, not including the Packers and all 3 of those teams in the NFC West. But at number 10, I got to show some love for the Nolans Saints, and if they beat the Bears, they're going to creep up 2 or 3 spots in my power rankings next week. Number 9. Number 9 is a team that I'm watching on TV right now. I didn't even have them in my top 10. And honestly, I would have them a few spots higher, but I got to give them respect. No Chandler Jones. So you feel, the defense isn't that good. But this guy, Budda Baker, is all pro this season. It's such a beauty to watch. Even though he got chased down by DK Metcalf, you're starting to see that the Cardinals are a year early. But Kyler Murray, D-Hop, all the weapons that they have, they're starting to put it together. But the defense is really what's keeping him really into a lot of these games. 37-34 overtime win against the Seattle Seahawks. I got to put him at number 9. Kyler Murray at times, is great. He can run. He can use his arm. He's showing that he's one of these MVP type of candidate type of players, right? But he's still a little raw. I got him in fantasy, and he's done me right pretty much the whole season. But they still have 2 bad losses, so I need to be able to see them clean that up. Would I be surprised if the Cardinals or Rams overtake the Seahawks and win the NFC West this year? No. All right? The Cardinals are legit. I think that they are going to make the playoffs this season. 5-2 record, show them some respect, no Chandler Jones, and really it's Budda Baker leading the charge, and I'm proud that the way that they've really started to take that next step, and I feel, like I said, a little early, but I still think that they are a team that could do some damage in not only the NFC, but let's see how far they can get, maybe closer to the NFC Championship game than we think. Number 9, the Arizona Cardinals. Number 8 is the other team that is in that matchup that I'm watching right now. And I had them normally in my top 5. It's the Seattle Seahawks. All right, you lost 37-34. You only have 1 loss. The defense is a liability, right? But then you ended up getting a big piece, right? Carlos Dunlap, huge. One of the top 10 players at his position. He whined. He cried. I'm going to sell my fucking house. I don't want to be in the Cincinnati area in Ohio anymore. And then the Seahawks are like, fuck it. We got Jamal Adams in the offseason. So now you got 1 All-Pro, but he's been hurt. Then you got Bobby Wagner, the best at his position, arguably, besides maybe Darius Leonard, Levante David, or Devin White, right? Now you get a Carlos Dunlap. You finally get a pass rush. I'm not sure if it's going to be enough for them to get first place in the NFC West, but I like that move. You had to give them some Oreo cookies and some Fritos. You didn't really give a whole lot of compensation to get them. It's going to make a huge difference for the Seahawks because they finally have a guy that can rush the passer, a Michael Bennett-ish kind of guy, and a Frank Clark-ish kind of guy. A Jadeveon Clowney-ish kind of guy. So at number 8, I got the Seattle Seahawks. Number 7 is a team that I've been impressed with for a good chunk of the season. And you could say that they are the 2nd to 4th best team in the AFC. At times, they show a lot of weakness. At other times, they got the best running back that I've seen since like a Bo Jackson or a Barry Sanders. And I'm talking about the Tennessee Titans, Ryan Tannehill, and King Henry at number 7. Now, you lost 27-24 to the Steelers. You're 5-1, but I honestly feel that the Titans, besides the Chiefs and the Steelers, those are the cream of the crop, even over the Ravens. I might have the Ravens higher on my power rankings this week than the Titans, but I think overall, offense, defense, the whole package that I've seen, yes, I've seen them get exploited, in certain quarters, but the teams that they're losing to or the teams that are running up the score on them are usually some of the elite teams that are out there. The Steelers are the only undefeated team that's left, so if you lose to them, there's no really shying away from it, but I like the way that A.J. Brown's been playing since he came back from the injury. I love Ryan Tannehill, and everyone thinks that he's not a top 12 quarterback in this league. You're blind. He is. He's showing that he's been consistent ever since he took off for Marcus Mariota, and he doesn't turn the ball over, doesn't throw a lot of picks. I love what he's been doing, and I wouldn't be shocked if the Titans overachieve and make the AFC Championship game. Now, if that were to happen, that means that the Steelers or Chiefs or Ravens would have to be eliminated by them or get knocked off by someone else. So it's definitely very possible, but I like the defense. I like Vrabel. I like everything that they have going on for the roster. Defense is a little underrated. At times they play great. They have some weaknesses on the defense that they need to shore up. We'll maybe see that, obviously, as we get closer to the trade deadline. But number 7, the Tennessee Titans. Now, the biggest jumper in my top 10, whether you guys might want to admit it or not, I got at number 6 a team from LA, and I'm not talking Lakers, and I'm not talking the Dodgers. Congratulations, World Series champs since 1988. The pennant, the champs is here. Number 6 is the Los Angeles Rams, baby, and they defeated the Bears 24-10. Yes, I know they're 5-2. Yes, I know that they have more losses than the Titans and the Seahawks that are below them. But if you really look at the way that they play football, I could have put this team top 5. I like this team that much. Out of all the teams in the NFC, and I'm not even bullshitting right now, Buccaneers, Packers, Rams. Those are my 3 favorite teams right now because they have balance. They actually have a lot of chemistry. It just seems like these teams are really rolling at the right time. Obviously, Jared Goff and the Goffins could be better, right? But the play calling by Sean McVay, the defense, the strategy, Aaron Donald, Jalen Ramsey, those are kind of the only 2 names that most people know. All right, but the Rams have the most balance on offense, defense, and special teams out of all the teams in the NFC West. The Niners are starting to get healthy, so they're scary. I mean, Deebo Samuel's going to be out for a little bit, but Brandon Ayuk, all right, he's starting to step up in his replacement. Kittle's starting to get back on track with Jimmy G and the Garoppolo effect. But bottom line, Seattle doesn't have a defense. They got Carlos Dunlap, you got Jamal Adams, and Bobby Wagner. That's 3 out of 11. You need typically 7 or 8 out of 11 to make shit happen. All right, with the Cardinals, you lost Chandler Jones. Who? Chandler Jones. Who? Chandler Jones. But you got Budda Baker, and Isaiah Simmons made that key pick. So the defense on the Cardinals has been playing better than Seattle. Seattle's defense couldn't really stop a nosebleed. They're not as bad as Dallas, but it worries me because you're asking pretty much Russell Wilson to throw 4, 5, 6 touchdowns every single game. Can he do it? Yes. But at some point when you play a good defense, it's going to get to a point where you're going to get punched in the mouth. And if you end up getting slowed down a little bit, and you play a team like the Rams, the Packers, the Bucks, the Saints, you might end up getting an L, Seattle. I still like Seattle a lot, but guess what? I like the Rams more. And to be able to beat the Bears on that showcase, on that big stage, and to beat them by as much as they did, and even though the Bears got that cheap, fumble for a touchdown at the end of the game with Eddie Jackson, bottom line, the game was 24-3. Bottom line, the game was not close one bit. And I know it's one of those things that's tough to predict who's going to win. Of course, everyone loves Russell Wilson because he's so likable. Everyone loves Kyler Murray because he's the next big thing besides, Justin Herbert and obviously Joe Burrow. I get it. Cardinals and Seahawks are more likable than the Rams. But fuck being likable. We're talking about bottom line football, bottom line facts, the eye test. When you're watching football on the screen, who's got the chemistry? Who's got the play calling? Who's got the offense, the defense? Who can I count on when I'm watching them play? If I'm betting money, who am I betting money on that I feel confident in this team? And I don't think, and remember what I told you guys before the season started that I thought the Rams not only could make the playoffs this year, they could win the NFC West. They're proving me right. Right? Not all the predictions are going to come right in preseason, right? But the Rams are legit, and I wouldn't be shocked if they overachieve and make the NFC Championship game. Yes, there's other teams that are out there, Seattle, Arizona, the Saints, the Buccaneers, the Packers. But I like the Rams just as much as almost any other team in the NFC, and that's big facts. They got everything that you would want in a quality team, and they still haven't hit their stride. They're 5-2. And this is the highest ranking that I've had for them at number 6. Will you see the Rams at 6 in any other poll that's out there? Fuck no, because they don't see what I see, or they're afraid to say what I see. They're going to just baby it and just be more politically correct. But this is how I truly feel. Number 6, the Los Angeles Rams. Number 5. Number 5 is a team that had a bye. They're 5-1, and I really feel with the Ravens, I could have put the Rams ahead of the Ravens personally because I actually like the Rams more than the Ravens. But I had to give the Ravens the respect because they have the one loss. They have looked pretty good at this point, but I haven't been really impressed with their full slate of offense, defense, and special teams. Lamar Jackson is not the MVP this year. The running game is atrocious. Mark Andrews is the real bright spot for him. The defense has been shaky at times, and with all that being said, they're 5-1. Can they still make the AFC Championship game? Yes, but I don't really like the Ravens this year. I'll be bottom line honest. I like the Steelers more, I like the Chiefs more, and I like the Titans more. The only team that I like more, for the Ravens more than the other team in the AFC is maybe the Buffalo Bills. And that's being just straight up real. I need to see the Ravens show me something, that they're better than the Titans, better than the Chiefs, and better than the Steelers. And guess what? I don't think we're going to see them be better than those 3 teams. And if they are, it's only going to be the Titans. They're never going to be on the Chiefs and the Steelers level, in my personal opinion. And I know the Ravens and the Steelers are going to come up and play each other, so we're really going to see who the big dog is. Ravens have the game at home. So if they win that game, and they win that game decisively, by undoubtedly, just right down the middle, just punch them in the mouth, and they beat them down, then obviously it's going to give me a little bit more faith in the Ravens. But at this point, I just feel that they're almost like a pretender top dog team. I don't see them going to the Super Bowl, and to be honest, it wouldn't shock me if they don't make it to the AFC Championship game. I want them to. I want them to bounce back from last season, but I just don't have that confidence like I did last season. I mean, do you guys feel the same way? They just don't scare you. They don't really jump off the page like they did last year. Mark Ingram isn't the same running back. They don't have the same dominating traits as they did last year. So maybe that'll change, but we're halfway through the season. I'm impressed, but I'm not impressed. And that's big facts. Ruiz, you just missed the list, but I'll go back. Number 10, New Orleans Saints. Number 9, Arizona Cardinals. Number 8, Seattle Seahawks. Number 7, Tennessee Titans. And the highest jumper in my list, you'll love this, Ruiz. Number 6, the Los Angeles Rams. Number 5, Baltimore Ravens. Stand up. Now we go to the cream of the crop. Number 4. Number 4 is one of the best teams in football. I mean, besides my Buccaneers in the NFC, I really think that this team has the best shot out of any team in the NFC to make the NFC Championship game, make a deep run, and even represent the NFC. I got to talk about Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers. I have them at number 4. Juan Gotti in the building. Thank you, man, for all that shit talking, right? Oh, I've been talking about the Dodgers for 3-4 years. I said it's going to be this year, lose to the Cubs. It's going to be this year, lose to the Astros. It's going to be this year, lose to the Red Sox. It's going to be this year, right? And then the Nats, you guys did it to us last season to finally get that victory and have a chance to have a dynasty. If it wasn't for Mookie Betts, there is no championship, and that's bottom line. But thank you. It felt really good. I mean, like I said, to be able to root for Big Blue with my dad, he's been a fan since the 50s, so to be able to enjoy that with him and to see the reaction, the look on his face, and knowing that this might not be the only one is a fantastic feeling since they haven't won since 1988, and he's been one of those guys that watches every game. Can you imagine watching 162 games of a baseball team throughout a season? If that's not Northwest Sports Fanatics, I don't know what the fuck is. I might have to have him come on the show sometime, and we got to maybe do like a Dodgers game live stream. Maybe if I can convince him to be able to come on. That's super diehard, and that's facts. Juan Gotti said in the last baseball game I was dealing 13 Ks. My boy, great job, my guy. So number 4, the Green Bay Packers. They got offense, they got defense. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers punched him in the mouth. And that was really shocking to a lot of y'all, because I think even myself, I didn't think I was going to beat the Packers. I won't lie. I was excited for the opportunity. I was excited, for the opportunity to show, hey, the Bucs are the real deal. But with the Packers, they're starting to rebound, and at some point, you knew that they were going to be able to bounce back, and even with that loss, I still think that they are one of the best teams. You got Aaron Rodgers. To me, he's one of the MVP candidates. I know Russell Wilson has been dealing, and he's been doing his thing. I personally have been just as impressed with Aaron Rodgers, just as much as Russell Wilson. Let Russ eat, let Russ cook. But Rodgers will get Aaron Jones, Aaron Jones back at some point. Allen, the Lizard Lazard, in maybe a month or so they'll be able to get to full strength. But with that being said, Aaron Rodgers always makes everybody better. Everyone better. 5-1. Number 4, the Green Bay Packers. Number 3, I could have put at number 4, but it's not just me trying to be a homer. If you really take the eye test and you look at all the teams in the NFL, how can you not say the Buccaneers are not a top 3 team in the NFL? They've looked just as good as the Packers or the Ravens or the Rams or the Titans or the Seahawks or the Cardinals or the Saints. Obviously we lost to the Bears in a heartbreaker by 1, which was definitely rough. Lost to the Saints week 1, because we weren't really conditioned and flowing, and Brady didn't really have the proper chemistry just yet. But at this point, Gronk is starting to show that he's getting back into shape. Everyone is rolling, right? The defense has been balling out. You got Devin White. You got Levante David. My secondary is amazing. Like, bottom line, I don't think a lot of y'all really respected the words that I said. You're like, oh, this guy's just a Tampa Bay, homer, this or that. But I never said that we were going to go to the Super Bowl and win. I never even said that we were going to go to the NFC Championship game. I never even said that we were going to win the NFC. But now, as you see the offensive line protect Brady, and as you've seen the defense mature, the secondary not being ranked 32 out of 32, and that's big facts. It's exciting to see that if the Bucs are playing and Tom Brady's rolling and that defense is rolling with Todd Bowles and Bruce Arians, we can beat literally anybody in the NFC. Now, can we beat the Steelers and the Chiefs? Probably not. Probably not. I don't know if we can beat a team like that. But I really like the way that the Buccaneers have been balling and the way that they've been playing. 45-20, a beatdown against the Raiders. That's 5-2. But I'm excited to see where things go, where the Saints can go, where the Bucs can go, where the Packers can go, the Cardinals, the Seahawks, and the Rams can go. It's going to get very, very exciting. But for all the haters out there and for all the people that always doubted my Tampa Bay Buccaneers, I know that they're a fun team to watch, whether you want to admit it or not. And if you want to look at like plus minus and you're looking at different, stats as far as NFL is concerned, I'm going to give you a stat right now. And I know it's probably going to be like unbelievable to a lot of y'all, all right? If you're talking about the NFL in general, right, and you think about how many points that you've scored in the whole entire season and points that you've given up, who do you think has scored the most points in the NFL so far? Do you guys have any guesses? Obviously, if I'm talking about the Buccaneers, you should have a hint. But the number one team right now that has a believe it or not, a plus 80 differential. They've scored 222 points. They've only given up 142. Guess what? The Chiefs right now are at 218, and they're at second place. So we've scored 4 more points than your boy Patrick Mahomes. So I'm not saying that we're the Chiefs, and I'm not saying that we're winning the Super Bowl, but the defense is legit. We have a well-balanced roster. We just got Antonio Brown, so it's really exciting to see that things are coming along. Number 3, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Go Bucks, LFG. I love it. Number two is a team that I normally have at number 1, and I have a feeling that they're going to recapture number 1 sooner than later. We're talking about Patrick the Clone Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs. You defeated the Broncos 43-16. You're 6-1. You lost the Raiders. You're not going to lose very many games this year, probably 2 or 3 total. I love this team. I still think this is the team that has the best shot to get to the Super Bowl and win it. If we have a Chiefs-Buccaneers Super Bowl, I absolutely would love that. Steelers-Buccaneers would be great as well, or Steelers-Packers, Chiefs-Packers, but we'll have to see what kind of combination that we're going to get. But the Chiefs, they ran into a team that found a way to game plan them the proper way. The Raiders, they got a nice pass rush. Waller was balling. You saw Josh Jacobs get going. Carr played great. But the thing is every once in a while, a great team is going to drop one. Tampa Bay Buccaneers lost to the Bears. I thought we should have beat them. But, give props to them. They lost to the Saints week 1. Props to the Saints. The Saints are still one of the best teams. And they haven't really had Michael Thomas this whole freaking season. But they're going to start to get hot and get rolling regardless if Michael Thomas comes back, MT13 or not. Because they're a good coached, quality team. I don't know how far they're going to get, but obviously looking up at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, number 1 in the NFC South, it's probably a rude awakening that they probably were hoping that this wasn't going to happen until next year. They hoped that Brady's arm was washed. They probably hoped that Tampa Bay and all the things Orion said weren't true, but I still like the Saints moving forward. But number 2, the Kansas City Chiefs, and the thing that impresses me the most about the Chiefs, they're better than last year's team, and guess what? Their defense is one of the most underrated overall defenses in the whole entire NFL. And the reason why, look at all the different stats that they have from other guys other than Frank Clark, other than Chris Jones, other than Honey Badger. These guys are making plenty of plays, and I absolutely love it. Guzman, he said, AB going to mess up that team and that chemistry. Disagree. I obviously saw the practice today, saw some clips, talked to Bruce Arians, watched to see the chemistry that they've had. Chris Godwin has got a broken finger. So if he's out for a few games and he has the same mentality that he buys in, he's only going to have one chance, and he knows that. And if Tom Brady's there and he's backing him, I think it's actually going to work out great. And it's not like AB's going to go crazy. I think he knows that the chances are starting to run out. So you can be a hater all you want, but bottom line, he was the best wide receiver in the league for about 5 years straight. And so just because maybe you don't want to see Orion's Tampa Bay Buccaneers dominate even more, guess what? I've had some injuries with Mike Evans and Chris Godwin, O.J. Howard out for the year. I need an extra piece. I'll take AB, and I'm glad that he came to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers rather than the Seahawks. Seahawks would have been a nice fit for him there as well, but I think it's going to work great. And he's going to show you. And it wouldn't be really that surprising to me in his first couple games if he gets in the end zone once, twice, 3 times. He's going to show you guys that he's in great shape, which he is. I mean, this is not a Dez Bryant practice squad situation for the Ravens. We're talking about AB. This is a whole different type of player. Hall of Fame type of player before he went mentally crazy. But guess what? I went mentally crazy about 3 weeks ago. I'm back. So sometimes you got to give a guy a second chance or a third chance. Do they deserve a second chance or third chance? In most people's eyes, AB does not, right? But I want to be able to see him get back out there and get healthy. But that's a scary, scary threesome when you got AB, Mike Evans, Chris Godwin. I like you to really match up with that. And then you got Rob Gronkowski on top of that. Good luck. Tampa Bay Buccaneers got a really good shot to go to the Super Bowl. And not only that, they could actually win. And I don't think there's very many teams that could represent from the NFC besides maybe the Packers or the Bucs that actually could match the offense from the Steelers or the Chiefs, but we'll have to wait and see. Number 2, the Kansas City Chiefs. And number 1, for at least this week, you got a tough matchup against the Ravens. We're talking about the 6-0, the last undefeated team in the NFL, the Pittsburgh Steelers. 27-24 over the Titans. I like Big Ben. He looks refreshed. He looks young. You got Juju never complaining if he gets grabs or not. Chase Claypool is emerging as a new star, even though he had one grab for negative, 1 or 2 yards, but you still got Deontay Johnson coming back. You got James Conner. You got Benny Snell. They got a full complement on the offense and defense. They're well coached. And the Steelers and the Chiefs are my 2 favorite teams in the AFC. I really think that one of those 2 teams is going to represent in the Super Bowl. And I feel, at least right now, the Bucs and the Packers and the Rams, those are kind of my 3 in the NFC. And I guess I'll go Titans, Steelers, Chiefs in the AFC. Those are my top 6 that I really feel as of right now. Things can change. Things can go up and down. But we will see. So, bottom line, NFL Power Rankings, week number 8. Number 10, New Orleans Saints. Number 9, Arizona Cardinals. Number 8, Seattle Seahawks. Number 7, Tennessee Titans. Number 6, Los Angeles Rams. Go Dodgers. Number 5, Baltimore Ravens. Number 4, Green Bay Packers. Number 3, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Hashtag LFG. Number 2, Kansas City Chiefs. And number 1, the Pittsburgh Steelers. NFL Week 8 picks and power rankings with your boy Ryan and the Northwest Sports Fanatics. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Smash that like button either now or on your way out. Donate to your boy if you can, either on here, patreon.com/NWSF, or our GoFundMe. And if you're looking for merch, Northwest Sports Fanatic merch, link is below every video on our YouTube page. Follow us, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram at NW Sports Fanatics. So I'm going to obviously get into the picks of the week before I end the live stream, but I wanted to hop on and just kind of give you guys an update on, where I've been, what's going on. Obviously hitting some hard times mentally the last 3 weeks, having the NFL pretty much reject almost all of these reaction videos that I've been putting the hard work in. So the reaction video game isn't dead, but it just seems like they're blocking 90% of the ones that I'm doing, or they're putting them up for a couple days and then blocking them in the United States. Very frustrating, very depressing. I definitely hit a mental block where I hit a little, mode of just, having my mentals not really be right, hitting a little bit of that, depression, that sadness, not being right. And so that's a reason why there hasn't been more reaction videos, original content, live streams to games the last 2 to 3 weeks. I've just been really sad, just really in a hole, really depressed. And sometimes you know what you're depressed for and what triggered it. Sometimes you don't. And, with this COVID and everything that's been going on, it's not necessarily just that. Sometimes things just get really tough for me, and I haven't had it all my life, maybe the last 10 years, and I'll get it maybe 2 to 3 times a year. But, at a point where it hurts me the most is that this is the prime time of our season, NFL season. I can't get depressed or have these issues, when NFL is just rocking and rolling, college football's going, MLB, wrestling, everything that I love is going on right now. But, if I can't be 100% mentally, I can't record, It's hard to get out of bed, It's hard to go to work, It's hard. It's really hard to struggle. So if anyone is going through any of those types of things, I'm just letting you know you're not the only one. A lot of people, on YouTube or social media, they won't admit to it, or they won't really understand or acknowledge. But anyone that's out there that's going through anything like that, you're not alone. Take care of yourself, surround yourself around positive energy. And sometimes it's just a couple days for me. Sometimes it's a week or 2. Sometimes it's a month. But I usually, I get over the hump. I turn the page. I push myself. I try to really, turn the page and feel good, and I don't fake anything, because like I said, if I'm going to do a stream, I'm going to give it 110%. But that's really been what's going on with me, and mentally, it's been really hard the last 3 weeks, but I feel really good now. So it feels so good to talk to you guys and to be able to do some content. And I'm going to try to get back on track from these last 2.5 weeks that I've missed doing live streams. So I apologize, and I'm going to get back on track. I'll try to get Marcus in the building as much as possible. But if he can't come through, I'm still going to bust out as much reaction videos, live streams. Even if they block the reaction videos, I'm going to still try to put out as many as I can, do the live streams. And like I said, this is the prime time. We're still on the grind to 20K. We're getting closer and closer to 19.7. I think we need about 40 more subs to hit 19.7. So if anyone that we can get to sub to the channel, it would mean a lot, getting to that point, because so Bleacher Report, Gridiron can't even post videos about the NFL, only pictures. Yeah, I don't know. It's in the past, though, the NFL let us do as many reaction videos that we wanted in 2017, 2018. Last year, they, maybe blocked a couple. But this year, they're blocking like 90%, and they've never done that before. Usually, it's maybe like blocking 1 or 2 a season, not 1 or 2 a week. You know what I mean? Which is crazy. But I'm still going to try to put out the effort. And like I said, that's kind of really what's been going on with me. But like I said, if anyone's going through that same type of thing, you're not alone. You can get over it. Just be positive. Surround yourself around positive energy. And like I said, this is the best time of year. We got college football. We got NFL. And like I said, it's not that hard for me to talk about these types of things. I just hope that you guys respect it and understand it, and know that if I'm never on YouTube, it's not due to laziness or I don't want to record. There's definitely something going on with family or mentally with me. But no matter what, I'm always going to bounce back stronger than ever. And like I said, I really do appreciate every single one of you fans that's out there, out of the 20,000 that we're almost at, for all the grind, the blood, the sweat, the tears, the dedication. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys very, very much. So NFL Power Rankings week number 8 is complete. Number 10, Saints. Number 9, Cardinals. Number 8, Seahawks. Number 7, Titans. Number 6, Rams. Number 5, Ravens. Number 4, Packers. Number 3, Bucks. Go Bucks. Number 2, Chiefs. And number 1, Steelers. So let's go into the matchups this week before I end the live stream, so we can go over our picks of the week, because I wanted to do 2 shows in one since I've missed some time, but I finally felt pretty good. And you know what the crazy thing is? I was trying to get everything set up to do this live stream, and then my equipment broke. So I have a kind of like a converter box that I plug my mics in, so that way I can connect them to the speakers, so that way I can actually do a live stream. And I couldn't get it to work, and I started freaking out, and I had to call my family. I was thinking I might have to borrow a couple $100 to go buy another converter. And then I was fucking around with the wires, and thank God I finally got it to work. But I freaked out for a second. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. You know what I mean? Like, after all this hard, problems that I've been going through with this depression and the sadness, the last thing that I need is for my equipment not to work. And I'm just staring at my computer just like, what the fuck? You got to be kidding me. But then I started messing around with the wires, troubleshooting, trying to go through all the options, and I got it to work, thank God, and I don't have to replace anything, so that made me feel great. So that's kind of been the story of what's been going on with me. So let's go over the picks. All right, you guys ready? So we're going to go over the picks now. NFL Week 8 picks and power rankings with your boy Ryan and the Northwest Sports Fanatics. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Smash that like button either now or on your way out. Donate to your boy if you can, either on here, patreon.com/NWSF, or our GoFundMe. And if you're looking for merch, Northwest Sports Fanatic merch, link is below every video on our YouTube page. Follow us, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram on NW Sports Fanatics. Special shout out to all the mods that are in the building, Lenny D, Crystal, all of you guys. Six Inc. that was in the building. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. Michael Bennett said, love your content. Hope you guys hit 20K. We will. It's just a matter of time. But all the mods have been doing a great job. I love you guys, and I appreciate you guys very much. So let's do this as a group. All right, let's go over the matchups before my phone dies and before I end the stream. First matchup tomorrow, week number 8. We got the Falcons at 1-6 versus the Panthers at 3-4. Now, the Panthers are one of those teams. Comment below who you think is going to win this game. And if you guys want to drop a score, let everyone know in the room how good your ESP is. If you're just like your boy that's got the ESP, not ESPN, but the ESP that can predict a lot of things. Like I told you, Justin Herbert was going to throw for over 300 yards, and a lot of y'all commented to me like, wow, how did you know? But you can just kind of tell with certain players and matchups that they're going to be able to do certain things. And I can predict a good chunk of the games. With this one, I got the Panthers, no doubt. I mean, the Falcons, this is a rivalry game. You know the Falcons are going to bring it, but obviously with Todd Gurley not listening to Matt Ryan and not going down and getting that end zone touchdown when they could have iced the game and let the clock run out, there's dysfunction in Atlanta. And just when we thought that maybe it got better after they fired their head coach, then that happens because he gets a bonus, Todd Gurley, for as many touchdowns or yards that he gets at the end of the season. So very selfish by Todd Gurley. But I got the Panthers. Will we see Run CMC back this week? I don't think so. They're teasing it that they may have him, maybe take a few touches. Mike Davis has been doing a great job in his absence, but I think the Panthers are one of the more underrated teams in the NFL. I really love them. I love the NFC South besides Atlanta. No cap. I think that the Panthers are about a year or two away, but they've shown glimpses that they can hang with the big boys, and they can hang with a lot of teams. So even though the Falcons, this could be a trap game, for the Panthers, I don't think so. I think the Panthers have got something to prove. They want to hit 4-4. They want to do it for Coach Rule. I'm going to go Panthers in this matchup, and it's Panthers by 2.5 on the wire for Vegas. But I think the Panthers can win this game by 7 or more. So I think somewhere like a 28-20 kind of game. I think the Falcons will put up some points, but I think the Panthers got enough to be able to get the dub. So there we go. That's the first matchup. Looks like I got most of y'all saying Panthers as well, except Crystal's going outside the box, and she's going Falcons. And you never know. It is a trap game. Let's go. Next matchup, and that's tomorrow, and I'm going to call that game tomorrow for Thursday Night Football. All right, rivalry matchup this weekend. A lot of teams are going to be facing their rival. 2-4 New England Patriots, all right, with Cam Newton freaking out after COVID, Bill Belichick maybe trying to shop Stephon Gilmore. Right? Will he do it? Maybe, maybe not. Versus the Buffalo Bills at 5-2. You looked great, but then you dropped a game to the Chiefs and the Titans, and now we're starting to kind of question, are you still a top team in the AFC, or did you just get punched in the mouth by the best teams in the AFC, not named the Steelers and the Chiefs and the Titans? So in this one, it seems like the Patriots will be able to coach the proper way to keep the game closer, but just the way that Cam has been playing, just the way that, the offense, Edelman is non-existent. They've lost a lot of pieces, a lot of the rumors with Gilmore. I got to think that if there's any time for the Buffalo Bills to take advantage, it's this week. But on the flip side, if the Bills lose this game, would I be surprised? No, because it's Bill Belichick. It just depends if they want to tank, and they're tanking for Trevor, and they're really going to start losing games almost intentionally, even though we've never seen really, Bill Belichick and his Patriot teams do this. But at 2-4, they can still bounce back and make the playoffs as a wild card at 10-6, but you really got to get shit going. And Cam Newton did not look good. The whole COVID thing really, it's like with his mentals got fucked up like me, with my mentals, and I went through that kind of depression. He looks depressed. He looks fucked up. He doesn't look good. So I'm hoping with Coach McDermott they can find a way, because this is a weak New England Patriot team. You got to make sure that, you step on the throat and you end them and make sure that you show, hey, I'm the Buffalo Bills. I'm winning the AFC East. So this one could go either way, but I got to think the Bills can rebound somehow, some way. So I got the Buffalo Bills winning this one, and it could be close. Could be, a 23-20 kind of game. I definitely could see a lower scoring game, and I could definitely see the Bills winning by maybe a field goal at the end. I don't think it's going to be a blowout, but it could be. It could be by 10 or more if Josh Allen starts rolling and maybe throwing for 3 touchdowns and rushing for 1. I could definitely see something like that. So what do you guys think here? You got most of y'all got the Bills. Okay. All right, next matchup, we got the Titans at 5-1 versus the Bengals at 5-1. The Bengals are fighting. Joe Burrow's looking nice, but like I said, they don't got a defense. You just got rid of Carlos Dunlap, so everyone should unanimously say the Titans in this game. Maybe it's a little bit closer if Joe Burrow has another 400-yard passing game. I think that he is going to pass for more than 300 yards in this game. Joe Burrow is looking nice. A.J. Green is starting to get some chemistry with 7 and 8 receptions in the last 2 games. T. Higgins is nice. Joe Mixon obviously had some issues practicing, so I don't think the Bengals win this game at all. The Titans should be able to find a way to be able to get to 6-1 and show that they are a top 3 team in the AFC. Like I said, I don't know if there's any scenario that I can see the Bengals winning this game. If they had Carlos Dunlap there, and they had some better play, pieces in play, maybe. But I got Titans winning big in this one by at least 10 points or more. Let's go Titans 35. No, Titans 38. Bengals 20. 38-20. So I think the Bengals will do a little bit, but I don't think they're going to be able to keep up overall. 35-10, Crystal says. Okay. Next matchup. This is a close one. We got the Raiders at 3-3 versus the Browns at 5-2. So obviously with Odell Beckham getting injured with the ACL, it looks like the Browns are a better football team. Believe it or not. I'm not saying Odell Beckham is a cancer out there, but it just seems like the offense has opened up more. You have to think if the Browns want to be able to make the playoffs or be a wild card team, they have to win this game. But who has more pressure on them, the Raiders or the Browns? It's the Raiders. So I think that the Raiders can go into this game, and I got the Raiders winning. I think that the Browns are going to be the favored team. They're favored by 2.5, but I think that the Raiders, their backs are against the wall. You're not going to see Baker Mayfield throw for 4 or 5 touchdowns every week. If there was ever a time that the Raiders need a victory, it's this weekend to get to 4-3, to stay afloat, to be able to make sure that they can keep pace with a team like the Cleveland Browns for one of those wild card spots. This one might go down to the wire, and it might be one of those amazing games that's like 35-32 at the end of the game. I really feel that it's going to be like that. Real King fan, 34-31, 35-32, something like that. I totally agree. I think we could get a scenario like that. But I got the Raiders in the matchup with the upset, because I don't know if a lot of people would pick the Raiders in that matchup besides some of y'all that are picking them with me right now. How do I feel about Godwin's injury? I don't like it, but we got AB. So, O.J. Howard is lost for the season. Godwin will be out for a couple weeks. Mike Evans has been banged up all year. Godwin's been banged up all year. Gronk has just started to get into in-game shape. He looked like a 50-year-old man, but now in the last 2 weeks, scoring each week, he looks like the chemistry is back with Brady. Brady's looked great. The O-line has looked great. Rojo's looked great. The defense has looked great. Devin White, Levante David, my secondary. So we're good. We're good. I'm really confident with the Bucs, and we're not even full strength. Imagine if O.J. Howard never got injured. Imagine if Godwin didn't break the finger, if Evans hasn't been banged up. We might be 7-0 at this point or 6-1, but we're a nice, healthy 5-2, and there's nothing wrong with that. I absolutely love our team right now, and I think we can do some damage. That's big facts. All right, next matchup. We got the 4-2 Colts versus the 3-3 Lions. Obviously, the Lions need this matchup more than the Colts. But I feel that Indy on the road should be able to find a way to win this game. They need to be able to get 5-2. They need to be able to keep pace. They need to be able to get to a point where they can show some dominance. I'm not really sold on Phillip Rivers. I like Darius Leonard. I like some of the pieces like Jonathan Taylor at running back for him. The Lions could win this game at home, but they're so inconsistent. Good one week, bad one week. I just can't trust them. So I got the Colts winning this game, and it might be lower scoring, a 27-21 kind of game, a 24-17 kind of game. But I got the Colts winning in this one. What do you guys think? Colts 17-13, low scoring game. Colts 24-14. Okay. Colts 21-17. All right. All right. I see you. All right, next matchup. Vikings 1-5 versus the Green Bay Packers at 5-1. This one's going to be a fucking blowout. The Green Bay Packers are the best team in the NFC, not named the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, the Los Angeles Rams, the New Orleans Saints, the Arizona Cardinals, or the Seattle Seahawks. The Packers are arguably the best team, not named Tampa Bay. I love them. I think that they could represent the NFC. This one's going to get ugly, and it's going to get ugly quick. The Vikings should put up somewhere between 13 and 20 points. Packers could throw up a 40 burger on the Vikings, and it wouldn't shock me. I think the Packers are going to get a 40 burger in this game. Aaron Rodgers is really going to show what he's all about, and hopefully the defense can tighten up. I got the Packers winning big. All right, next matchup. Another easy one to call. 6-1 Chiefs versus 0-7 Jets. This one will probably be over in the first quarter. Based off the reputation of the Jets, you would think that this will not be close. But sometimes when you play a shitty opponent like that, it takes a little time to get rolling. So maybe the Jets keep it close in the first quarter. I'm not saying that they're going to win the game, but what if the score is like 7-3 after the first quarter? It could be. But I think overall the Chiefs are going to end up winning by an astronomical number. I mean, I think the Chiefs are going to end up throwing up a 40-burger. And I don't think the Jets are going to hit 20. The Jets will probably hit somewhere between 7 and 17 points. 40-burger for the Chiefs. And like I said, you're going to see Mahomes. You're going to see plenty of the stars. And hopefully we see a little bit more of Le'Veon Bell out there do his thing. They got the Chiefs winning by 19.5 in the spread. That is crazy. So 40-burger, 50-burger for the Chiefs is definitely possible. Big facts. Next matchup. Intriguing one. The Rams at 5-2, one of my top 3 teams in the NFC, versus the 3-3 Dolphins with Tua Tagovailoa making a start. Will Tua throw for 1, 2, 3 touchdowns? I don't think it's going to matter. I think the Rams are going to win this game, but I think it could be a lot closer because I think Tua's going to play great. I'm not saying that he's going to rifle all through the defense, but being at home with that crowd, with Tua just getting all that energy, yeah, he might make some mistakes, but I bet you he has a pretty solid game even against that tough Rams defense. Will he get sack lunched? Of course. Is he going to end up making mistakes? Of course. But that is actually one of the intriguing matchups that I can't wait to watch. I definitely got the Rams winning this matchup, but I think the Dolphins could throw up a 20 spot or more. But at the bottom line, I think the Rams are going to be in the mid-30s in this game, and that's going to be able to show you the Rams are legit. They are a top 3 team in the NFC with the Bucs and the Green Bay Packers, and I like them more than Seattle. I like them more than the Cardinals, and that's big facts, and more than the Niners. They're my favorite team in the NFC West, the Los Angeles Rams. Next matchup, possibly the game of the week. No. It is the game of the week. We got the Pittsburgh Steelers undefeated at 6-0 versus the 5-1 Ravens. What do you guys think? Ravens at home? Do they find a way to punch Steelers in the mouth and to be able to get that, get them in the L column? Are we going to see the Ravens find a way to go to 6-1 and have the Steelers drop to 6-1? Or are we going to see the Steelers dominate again and show, hey, we are the best team in the NFL. We're the only undefeated team left. You got the Chiefs nipping at their heels. But if the Steelers win this game, it's going to really be a battle of two halves. If the Steelers win, it's really going to show you that I truly believe in the Steelers representing the AFC if it's not the Chiefs. I think they're that good. They remind me of the Super Bowl teams with James Harrison and Troy Polamalu. This Steelers team seems different than what I've seen in the past. And I know the Steelers are on the road, and I know the Ravens are at home, so most people would pick the Ravens. But I'm not sold on the Ravens. They haven't played good football to me, and they're 5-1. So I'm going to go with a team that I think that is a Super Bowl contender, a team that's more well-balanced, a team that's better coached. I'm going to go with the Pittsburgh Steelers. But I think it's definitely going to be closer than people think, and it could be a little bit lower scoring than people think with these defenses stepping up. So we could definitely see a 2017 kind of game. Could it be in the 30s or 40s? Absolutely. But with both of these defenses with something to prove, 2017, 23-20, 21-17, I think it could be that type of game. But I think the Steelers, they got enough. I know, Devin Bush, ended up injuring, his legs and he's out for the year and it sucks, you know what I mean? But they got Bud Dupree, you got plenty of pieces there. You got TJ Watt, you got Minka Fitzpatrick. I just like player for player. I like the Steelers players better, and they're going to hopefully prove me right that this team is just as good as the Chiefs, and they can. If you're going to be able to get to the AFC Championship game and go to the Super Bowl, you're going to have to win games like this on the road against teams like the Titans and the Ravens and the Chiefs. So we're going to see if I'm right, but I got the Steelers winning this game, but it's going to be close, maybe by 3 or 4. It's definitely not going to be a blowout by any means. So I got the Steelers. Wave those towels, baby. Terrible towels. I like them. Next matchup, we got the Chargers and Justin Herbert, 2-4 versus the Broncos, 2-4. In this matchup, I got the Chargers in a blowout. I got them winning this game by 10 points or more. Justin Herbert's going to throw for 300 to 400 yards, throw for probably 3 touchdowns in this matchup or more. He's been balling. I watched him at Oregon, at Eugene. He is going to kick the shit out of the Broncos just because the Broncos are injury depleted. This is going to be just mop them up, wipe them down. It's going to be over probably within the first 3 quarters. I love the way that Justin Herbert has been playing. I got Chargers winning big, big, big. 31-10, IDK. Could be. I like that score. Next matchup, one of the games that I'm really looking forward to, the Saints at 4-2 versus the Bears at 5-2. What y'all think? You think, can the Saints win on the road and prove that they can win without Michael Thomas in one of the toughest matchups they've had all year? Or are the Bears going to rebound from that horrible, embarrassing loss against the Rams and get shit done at home? The Bears are a totally different team at home. When they played the Buccaneers and they beat me 20-19, it's one of those things. You're going to see a different type of Chicago team. It's not going to be the same team that you saw when they played the Rams. So this is very intriguing to me. I like the matchup with the Bears at home, but I like player for player the Saints players more, right? But the thing is like, how good is the Bears defense going to play? How good is Nick Foles going to play? What are we going to see from Drew Brees? What am I going to get from AK-41? And what am I going to get from the Saints defense? This one could definitely go down to the wire. The Bears are going to overachieve and play better at home, but I have to think, just calling it right down the middle, not being biased, you know what I mean? Even though I'm an NFC South guy, I got to give it to the Saints. I have to think that this is going to be an emotional win. They need this win more than the Bears, right? And I'm going to go Saints. And I'm going to go Saints not by a bunch, maybe somewhere between 4 to 7 points, but I got to have a feeling that they have to find a way with Drew Brees and to be able to manipulate that defense, because Khalil Mack, Eddie Jackson, Steady Eddie, they're going to be all over Drew Brees, but hopefully AK-41 is the difference, which I think he will be, and he might score 2 or 3 times in this matchup, but it definitely could be a lower scoring game, 24-20, 24-21, 27-23 kind of game. Or it could even be in the, a 17-13 kind of game. It could be really, really low scoring. We don't know. We're going to have to kind of wait and see. But I hope that we have a little bit more offense. I don't think Michael Thomas is playing. I haven't heard any news with that. So they're going to need to do a big chunk of AK-41 if they win this game. Now, if they shut down AK-41, you're not winning this game, because they need him. If Michael Thomas ain't playing, Emmanuel Sanders has got issues. You can't count on Jared Cook, getting you 3 touchdowns. You know what I mean? You're going to need AK-41. And with the Bears and the game plan, it's stop AK-41. So even though they can talk about it, I need to be able to see that they can do it. But honestly, can anyone really stop AK-41? Not really. You know what I mean? You might slow him down for a quarter, but he is amazing. He's one of my favorites in the league, even though he's on my rival Saints, and I'm a Buccaneers fan. I got to give credit where credit's due. He's one of the best backs in the league, top 5 at his position, and he's going to have a top 5 running back kind of game, and I think that's going to be the reason why the Saints pull off a very emotional win for the Saints on the road against one of the toughest opponents they played this season, the Chicago Bears. Next matchup, rivalry game, trap game for the Seahawks. Seahawks 5-1 versus the Niners at 4-3. What do you guys think? Something tells me that the Niners might win this game. I don't know why I feel that way, but there's always going to be a trap game or a team that is a rival that you think, I don't know if they can really win that game. But the Niners are starting to get healthy. Deebo Samuel is out with the injury, right? And the running backs are a little bit banged up, but George Kittle looks healthy. Brandon Ayuk looks healthy. Those 2 guys have a big game, and Jimmy G has a good game and rips up that Seattle defense. I really feel that the Niners, this is kind of a trap game. And I think the Seahawks are a better team. I don't think the Niners are going to the playoffs, right? They got the best team in, the best conference in the NFC West. But something in my gut tells me, even with the Carlos Dunlap pickup, from the Bengals, something tells me that the Niners are they're gonna play great. And I'm gonna see, with the coaching staff and Pete Carroll, they're going to be a little bit too conservative. Carson is injured. You got Carlos Hyde, but he's banged up as well. DK Metcalf is great. Tyler Lockett is great. Russ is great. But I think the Niners, for me, I'm going to go take the upset. And the Seattle Seahawks are favored by 3. I got the Niners winning this game in an upset. And it's not that I don't like Seattle. Everyone thinks I just don't like them. I do, but I like teams that have balance. And any team that doesn't have defense, it really worries me. Because, Danger Russ is amazing. But at some point, when you start playing teams that have better defenses, we're going to have to wait and see. Seahawks, that Russell Wilson factor kicks in. But also, too, with coaching, who's got the better coach? Kyle Shanahan or Pete Carroll? If you're talking about play calling, it's Kyle Shanahan. You know what I mean? If Kyle Shanahan can go in there and beat the Rams, and the Rams, to me, are a top 3 team in the NFC, I mean, they can literally beat anybody in the division. I mean, there's a lot of, they went to the Super Bowl last year and they lost a lot. But like I said, remember when I told you guys in those certain matchups, like the Vikings, with the upset, or with the Falcons with the upset, even though it doesn't look like that team has a shot, sometimes, with motivation with teams, that are in the division, Super Bowl winning, that doesn't mean shit though, Lenny D. That was years ago. That's years ago. That's not relevant to today, to what we're talking about this week. Right? But I got the Niners in an upset. See, so it's easy to be able to look on the outside and look on paper. Oh, yeah, Seahawks 5-1. Niners suck. They're 4-3. They lost to Forrest Buckner. They suck. Jimmy G sucks. Russell Wilson, good. It's easy to look at it like that, but have you actually watched the 49ers play and break down their play calling? They're starting to get hot at the worst time for the Seahawks. Your Seahawks started off really hot, but have they plateaued? Because now it looks like the Cardinals, the Rams, and the Niners are starting to heat up now. And the Seahawks might have plateaued. So, you can look at it from the average fan point of view and say, oh, Russell Wilson's great. Well, no shit. But what about the running game? The running game is banged up. What about the O-line? Not very good. What about the D-line? Not very good, even though you added Carlos Dunlap. Jamal Adams has been hurt. The defense can't stop a nosebleed. You only got Bobby Wagner. All those factors in tune, they don't got anybody for George Kittle or Brandon Ayuk. I got the Niners winning in an upset, so we will see. He is dangerous, but this is a team sport, Lenny D. This isn't basketball, right, where you're LeBron and you can just go 1-on-5. It's like baseball and NFL and college football. It's 11-on-11. It's a team game. You just can't have dangerous, and that's it. Dangerous, obviously DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett, but you got to have more than 3. So I'm going to go with the Niners with the upset, because this is the Northwest Sports Fanatics. Sometimes you got to be able to take an upset, even though it doesn't look logical. Sometimes it might be. Cowboys versus the Eagles, 2-5 versus 2-4-1. With this one, it's easy for me. I got the Philadelphia Eagles. I still think the Eagles are going to end up winning the NFC East. Carson Wentz hopefully will get Alshon Jeffrey and a lot of these weapons back. A lot of criticism has been going over on Carson Wentz, which is very unfair to me. You give me any other starting quarterback that had their whole O-line and all their top weapons decimated, and they're going to still win games? Fuck no. It's just because it's Philly. If the same thing happened in Dallas, they'd get criticized. It just depends on where you're located in the country. And it's just kind of a shame that has Carson Wentz played bad at times? Yes. Has he made bad throws? Yes. Right? Has he made pick sixes that were disgusting? Yes, right? But also it comes down to, who do you have to throw to out there? Who's blocking for you? It's you're playing with a lot of backups, guys from the street, guys that have no business being out on the field. And then you get guys like Travis Fulgham making a name for himself. If you actually had the proper players out there with D-Jax and Alshon and Jalen Reagor and Miles Sanders and Zach Ertz and Dallas Goedert, this team would be rolling. Right? Especially with all those offensive linemen that got banged up and the defensive players. So I think the criticism is unfair, but as you guys know, you're in Philly, so you're going to get that criticism. I still like Carson Wentz. He isn't a top 5 quarterback this season. He's not going to get replaced by Jalen Hurts. Things are going to be okay. They're going to be able to find their footing once these guys come back, and you guys are going to end up winning the division, even if it's a disgusting 8-8 or 9-7. It is what it is, but you guys are going to end up winning the NFC East, and I got you winning this game big, 10 points or more, maybe 14 or more. Cowboys are a disgrace to the league. They've given up on Coach McCarthy. They are a laughingstock of the league. They don't respect McCarthy. They don't respect Jerry Jones. They don't even give Zeke the football, which is very sad. When you have a top 3, running back like that. Gallup stats are non-existent. Amari Cooper, CeeDee Lamb is maybe the only bright spot, but the team is one of the worst that I've seen in a long, long time. Even worse than maybe that team that didn't even win a game for the Lions that went 0-16 a few years ago. Very disgusting, horrible football to watch for the Cowboys. It's almost not even watchable, and that's facts. And the final game before my phone dies, the 5-2 Buccaneers versus the 1-6 Giants. The Buccaneers are going to roll. I got Tom Brady. AB's coming back soon. We got Levante David. We got Devin White. This one's going to get ugly. The Bucs are going to put up a 40 or a 50 burger. This is going to be like a 45-10, 45-13 kind of game. The Bucs are going to dominate. They're going to show that they are one of the best teams in the NFL, which you guys already knew that once we beat the Packers. And that's big facts. So that is the picks of the week. Giants in a blowout, you wish. You wish, baby. But it is what it is. Congratulations to the Dodgers, me and my dad's team finally winning the World Series and the pennant last night. That felt good. We went over the NFL Week 8 picks and the power rankings. I love you guys, and I appreciate you guys very much. So like I said, that's really what's been going on in the last 2 to 3 weeks. Just a lot of hard times. Depression, a lot of soul searching that I had to do, but I finally feel that I've turned the corner. I'm back on track. I feel great. I love you guys. I miss you guys. I'm going to be back on a normal schedule. And like I said, anytime that if you don't see us recording, or if I'm not recording, doing live streams, reaction videos, original content like picks of the week or power rankings, definitely it's family issues or something with me personally that I'm dealing with. But like I said, depression is not something to fuck with. Just surround yourself around people that can give you a positive influence, and then over time things will get better. It's something that I've been battling with. Over the last 10 years, I usually will get it about 2 to 3 times a year, but I feel great. So if any of y'all are feeling the same thing, sometimes you don't even know why you feel depressed or why you feel sad. It's normal. Sometimes that shit just happens. You know what I mean? But if you can overcome, and like I said, don't be around that negative energy. Do things that that are going to make you happy. Listen to music. Watch your favorite TV shows. Talk on the phone with your friends. Don't alienate yourself. Make sure you're open and available, that even though you just want to curl yourself in the bed and not talk to anyone and sleep, it's one of those things. You got to be brave. You got to be able to move forward and know that things are going to be okay, and that other people that are going through the same things. And that's why I talk about these type of things that are happening to me, to let you guys know. I mean, it happens to a lot of people out there. But I appreciate you guys. I love you guys. Like I said, I'm going to keep grinding. The road to 20K is very real. We're getting closer. Only about 40 or 50 subs to get to 19.7. So if you guys know anyone else, that can subscribe to the channel, support the channel, we would greatly appreciate it. I'll be here tomorrow for the Panthers and the Falcons, so I'll do a little thumbnail and I'll do a little preview on YouTube, so you guys will be able to see everything on there. Obviously I do like a little preview in the community section for YouTube, so you guys can see like a little picture and everything there. So NFL Week 8 picks and power rankings with your boy Ryan and the Northwest Sports Fanatics. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Smash that like button either now or on your way out. Donate to your boy if you can, either on here, patreon.com/NWSF, or our GoFundMe. And if you're looking for merch, Northwest Sports Fanatic merch, link is below every video on our YouTube page. Follow us, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram at NW Sports Fanatics. I love you guys. Appreciate you guys. Have a good rest of your night. And I will be back here tomorrow for an amazing NFC South 3Fs with the Panthers and the Falcons. I have a feeling that's going to be a little bit more exciting of a game than it looks like on paper. It should be fun. Join your boy for the Northwest Sports Fanatics live stream tomorrow. Take care. Have a great night. Have a good day at work tomorrow or at school. And I look forward to talking to you guys and seeing you guys very soon. Peace. Love you guys.